Hey, everybody, it's Mark Yagi. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the second to the last week of the year. Wow, it's been an incredibly fast year. Anyway, hope you're getting ready to have a wonderful Christmas. It's a green Christmas, and I'll show you what that's all about in just a second. But just want to give thanks for you being here and being a part of what I'm trying to do here and what we're trying to do. This is about financial education, and I think that is an empowering thing for the world is to understand your money and understand how money plays a role in helping yourself, your family, and the world in general. And so that's why we're here. I mean, I don't know if the markets are going up, down, or sideways. I try to read them the best I can. I have a little bit of a system that I like to use to get juice out of the market. That's from covered calls. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to figure out how we make that cash flow work in our lives. So we are green right now. Green heading into the last bit of the holidays here, and I'm excited about it. So let's look at a couple of charts. And we just got off this wonderful call with my mastermind group, some really great people in there, and I'm so appreciative of them. So let's just talk real quick. I can't give you all the goodies because we spend more than an hour on a call on Friday, but I can give you some highlights just so that you kind of have an idea of what's going on in the market. We call it the market pulse because I'm doing the best I can one day a week to give you the pulse of what's going on in the market. So this was last week here. We had 4 green lights. This week we have a new green light. We had a little reversal in momentum. So we're back to another green light in the momentum chart. So things are looking pretty good, getting a little long in the tooth on this short-term run, but this is the beginning of a longer term or midterm run, I should say. This little green arrow means we have a primary trend intact that's green. And if you know anything about don't fight the Fed and the Fed printing money, that's good for assets, stocks, bonds. Well, maybe not bonds right now, but mutual funds and assets and Bitcoin and gold and silver and things like that. All right, let me go quickly because I got a few things that I want to cover. But I want to show you that there's a lot of alarmism on Wall Street these days, right? So you're getting X giving you news and grabbing your eyeballs. You're getting Kramer and you're getting, Andrew Ross Sorkin and Joe Kernan and Becky Quick and all these people are getting your attention. And what they're doing is they're driving your attention one way or the other with headlines. And the headlines are all noise. They're all noise. And that's why I would love to see you shut off the headlines because you're smarter than most these people and you're fighting against them selling ads and they know how to sell ads. So looking at this chart, this is the QQQ. This is the worst performing of the 4 indexes that I track. And this is a weekly chart. It doesn't look so bad, does it? And it's the worst performing. Look at it on a daily. You could see it's got a lot more noise, but it's still not performing badly. It's above the 50-day moving average. Yes, it breached it a couple of days ago, rebounded. This is the kind of chart that we like on a daily. We certainly like it on a weekly. All right, let's keep going. S&P 500. That doesn't look so bad on a weekly. On the daily, it still looks pretty good. It's right around the all-time high, right? Who cares what the tariffs are? Who cares what the bombs are or the Ukraine thing is or the whatever, right? Who cares? Because from a market perspective, the market climbs a wall of worry. And we've got this wall of worry about this and that, and we always have and we always will. And it's becoming more prevalent because we got social media now. It's not one kid going, read all about it, give me a nickel, and you can read the paper today. It's like every minute there's a headline. So remember that. Dow Jones, look at this, all-time high on the weekly. Look at, even on the daily, it's yummy, right? New York Stock Exchange, which is to me the big one because it tracks the most stocks. All at an all-time high on the weekly. On the daily, it's really nice and a good consolidation here up at the top. That's healthy. Okay. Volatility index is the panic index. It's low. It's at around a 15. That's pretty historically low, and it's been like that a lot of the year since April anyway. Looking at some other things that I think are interesting, this is the T-bill yield index. Look at the yield on the 13-week T-bills. It's been dropping for over a year. Like the yields are going down. The market is telling the Fed what we want. We want a rate cut. And the Fed is, a quarter of a point at a time following suit. But the market dictates. The Fed doesn't dictate. The Fed has to now react. We're bigger than the Fed now, right? Let's take a look at the biotechs. Is this a biotech? Yeah, no, this is the bank index. This is a beautiful chart on the bank index. So the banks are going higher. What does that tell you? It tells you that the Fed move is real here. And then what else? We've got the biotechs. Biotechs going higher. It's been a while since we've had a good biotech run. This is a beautiful chart on the biotechs from 38 to 50, 55 or 58. That's pretty big move. All right, let's talk about a few stocks that I know that you may be watching. AppLovin is a stock that I'm in, and it has a nice double bottom breakout going on right now. It's still kind of just a little tiny bit above the buy zone, but AppLovin is a boy, it pays a lot of juice if you do covered calls, man, I'll tell you. Apple is back in the buy zone. I always say they give you a second bite of the apple all the time, and in this case, it's certainly true because it is Apple. But it's in this little blue area, and that is the buy zone, right? That's where the pivot point is at 259, something like that, and it's kind of gone up since then. And it's Apple, right? It's Christmas time. People are buying phones. Nvidia hasn't been able to get out of its own way as far as a breakout goes. It shook me out this week. That's the way it goes. I'll probably get back into it. It's got an okay chart. It's lost a bit of its relative strength. It just shook me out, and I just put a video out on it. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes you have to buy a stock 2 or 3 times and get shaken out, keep your losses small before you can stay in it and ride it for the big run. Will this have a big run? Who knows, man? But sure seems like this AI thing has got some legs. Broadcom is in the chip sector, right? Electric semiconductor, which is generally overall okay, certainly okay on the actual manufacturing part. But this stock had a gap down on good earnings, and that's down below the 50-day moving average. Not a lot of things to worry about. I just don't like buying stocks that are under the 50-day moving average. Just don't. Tesla is, if you look at the weekly chart on a Tesla, it's in a first stage base, which means like it's got a lot of room to run like it did in 2020, 2021. If you look at it here, it's in a third stage base. It's a little bit of a chase. So it depends on how you look at it. If you zoom out, Tesla is in a early stage base, and it's ready to buy right here in the 480s at an all-time high also. Hims and Hers Health, this is like a dreaded H pattern. This looks like it's going lower. We got a death cross here. This stock could go down to 23.97 before you know it. So be careful on this one. Robinhood, under the 50-day moving average, but not too bad. It's just been living under there for more than a month. So don't be buying Robinhood until it shows some signs of strength, in my opinion. SoFi, a lot of people like SoFi. It looks like the same chart as Robinhood, but it's just cheaper. So you can get in, you can buy some more shares, or you can afford it. It's just, I'd rather see the stock strengthen here a bit before you jump in. MicroStrategy has had a really lousy run in the last several months, from 457 all the way down to basically 157. So it's lost a lot. So if you think that there's a stock that can't go down, just look at MicroStrategy. Nobody thought this would go down this low, and they got a Bitcoin thing going on and all that. So just be careful. Cut your losses when you can. Cut them early too. All right, Microsoft. I have a little bit of a position in this one, and this one is bouncing healthily off the 200-day moving average. It's had 2 bounces in the last month, and this 50-day is rolling over, but the 200-day is going the other way. Again, Microsoft not really strong, but not really weak. Probably a lower relative strength than I would like. I think this stock is, going to bounce around between the 50 and the 200-day for a couple more weeks, and then kind of hover around 500. But I don't predict anything. I just guess, and I try to use a probabilities guess. And that's why I sell covered calls, because I get $10 or $3 a week while I wait for the stock to go up, and that gives me $3 worth of income on a stock that's just flat, right? So, all right, let's do one more here. This is Google. Google apparently is hitting on all cylinders. Doing very well, gapped up here and has gone all the way up to 328. They must be killing it in AI. In fact, I think they're now again the leader in AI, and really surprising that they're shifting their business model from a search model to where AI supports search, and they're doing all kinds of other interesting things over there. With that said, this is the last market pulse before Christmas, so I want to wish you and yours a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever you celebrate. Even if you celebrate nothing, I hope you have joy and fun and laughter and love in your holiday season. And I appreciate you showing up here every week if you do, and if you're new, I'm glad you're here. I'll see you next week on next Friday's Market Pulse. Remember, we have a short week next week. I think we'll be open on Friday, but just for a half day, and I'll probably be here just making a quick little recording to say hi. Have a great weekend. Market's green. Let's keep smiling, and I'll see you soon. Bye.